Well, here's the way these teams got here. The Soviet Union won the regular round. They were 5-0 through the first part of this tournament. The U.S. was second at 3-1-1. Then Sweden and then Canada, who played 500 hockey at the beginning. Eliminated Czechoslovakia and Germany. But then as we moved along, it was Canada through the round robin. Here they are with the wins and the losses. Of course, that disappointing game against the Soviet Union that set up all the talk. But then they came right back on the 13th of September and beat the Soviets to eliminate them. Here's Sweden and the way it went for them. That very, very disappointing, disheartening loss at Halifax to start it all. They lost against the Soviet Union and then did not lose another game against Canada, Germany, and Czechoslovakia, and the United States. And then Canada came on in the first game of the finals to win quite handily, 5-2. We say quite handily. It was a lopsided score, but neither team played very well. There are the officials for tonight's game. From the National Hockey League, Brian Lewis, John D'Amico from the NHL, and Jan Tadacek, who's developing quite a reputation for himself in this series as one of the very fine linesmen in the world today. Pete Peters in goal for Canada. That goal's against average of 2.49. And the two Sundströms and Sundström on a line. This line was put together late in the game, in game one of this series. On the other side, a surprise, Gutte Velatello from Kiruna in northern Sweden. He's played 67 games for his national team. He's 28 years of age. He has played just one game in this series. It was a 4-2 victory over Czechoslovakia. So the coach of Sweden is taking a gamble, I would think, Darrell, in this one by changing goaltenders at this point.
Well, Canada hasn't faced this guy before, and maybe they feel that, Lindmark, he's played well throughout the series, and he's had a lot of tough games. Maybe they feel mentally it's better for the whole club to have somebody else in the net. Sometimes it works.
Well, the Sutter line is out there for Canada from the face-off. Brent Sutter gets it back to the defense. Robinson to Coffey and back to Robinson, and off the boards at center ice now Bossy. Having trouble in there against Sundström, and it's cleared back into the Team Canada zone. Coffey ahead. Tonelli can't reach it along the boards as he's checked by Sundström. Now the rink-wide pass by Peter Sundström against the boards. We're going to have fun with this line, I can tell you. Sundström and two Sundströms. Now here's Tonelli shooting it in. Bossy hustling it after it. Velatello flips it into the corner. And Bossy goes down, and he is hurt in the corner. He seemed to catch an edge and then fell head first into the boards, and he is shaken up in there.
He lost his balance about 4 or 5 feet from the boards, and he couldn't get his hands up to protect himself.
Thomas Sundström was the one who appeared to knock him off balance, and then he went.
Well, it's his shoulder or if it's his head. I think he had the helmet on.
Glenn Sather looking on. There's speculation this may be the last coaching job that Glenn Sather does. We'll continue with that thought in a moment, but we'll take a break right now. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. Well, everything seems to be all right. The trainer asking him what his name is. Mike Bossy fell head first into the boards, back on the bench, and it appears that it was the neck that's bothering him a little bit. No score in the game. We're in the first minute here. Inside the blue line now. Drops to Gretzky. Gretzky tried to slide it through. Here comes Goulet in for Gretzky! And he shot it off Velatello. Out come the Swedes now. The rink-wide pass. Håkan Loob picks it up at center ice over the line. Now Neslin's shot is wide. Bounces off the back of Peters and just rolled wide of the crease. Out comes Gretzky on a 2-on-1 with Goulet. Gretzky shoots it. He grazed the side of the net with it. In the corner now. Behind the net for Gretzky, out in front, and the whistle goes. And I don't know why. We'll have to wait for the ruling there. But Brian Lewis, the referee, blew the whistle on that.
There's some good action there right off the bat. Looks like the Swedes going to try to play maybe a little more aggressive. Here's a shot by Naslund off the boards. A smart play by Naslund. He knows the pucks come off the boards quite quickly. Pete Peters had a little trouble juggling it.
Pete was flat lucky. Got to have a little of that, they say, to want to be a goaltender. And he was turned. He didn't see it. It hit him in the back. He turned around and watched it roll by the post. Took a bad bounce coming off those backboards and hit the netting, and that's the reason it hit Pete in the back.
Sweden scored a goal like that earlier in the series. They shot a puck off the backboards. It came out in front, hit Pete in the back, and Larry Robinson tried to clear it and went into the net. So.
Some days are better than others.
That's right.
Play this game enough, everything happens. Over the line comes Gradin now. Gradin over, getting set against the boards, tried to roll it in front. The Swedes much more aggressive here. Sandstrom has failed to convert that. Now Coffey along the boards. Gartner can't get it out. The puck is shot wide of the net off a leg. Sandstrom again. Sandstrom trying to get it in front, and Wilson makes the check. And against the boards again. And it's cleared along the boards. Olaine out to center ice now, and he couldn't get that lead pass to Gartner. It's back into Team Canada territory again. Along the boards after it is Hutchinson. Into the corner, hooked into the corner on the far side now, and after it there is Sandstrom. He's checked behind the net. Back there is Coffey. Coffey out to Anderson. Anderson kicking it up onto his stick. Throws in center ice now. On full flight is Gartner. Gartner going to his backhand. Gets set. He shoots. Hit the post. Rebound. Oh, what a save! They score, but the net was off the mooring. Now the net was off the moorings when the puck went in the net, I think. We'll have to look at a replay here.
Well, when Gartner makes his shot here, the goal light goes on. But the puck was not in. But the goal light did go on. The puck was definitely off the moorings when that puck went into the net.
There it is. The first one hit the post, and it just bounced right out and lay there.
The goal light did go on here when he hit the post. Now the net's off the moorings and the puck is into the net. Whether they're going to count it or not, I don't know.
Well, the Swedes are arguing the point right now, and they've got a pretty good argument. The whistle must go immediately that the net comes off the mooring. But Ryan Lewis says no. Messier gets the goal right at the 2-minute mark. The international rules, the net comes off its moorings, play stops. That's it. No matter who took it off the moorings. If you took it off under any circumstances other than accidentally, then it's a penalty. But the fact is that you can't score into a net that is not in position.
Well, definitely, Ryan Lewis thought, I guess, that the puck had gone in before us. He would have called it. A big break for Team Canada.
Peter Stastny facing off against Steen. Lube gets it now at center ice. Drops it back to the defense. Sweden trying to organize now. They're down 1-0 early in this hockey game. And it's touched on the icing. We'll have a face-off again in the Swedish zone. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. There's the coach of Team Sweden, Leif Bourque, looking on. Face-off will be to Delatalo's left. That'll be Steen facing off against Sutter. Robinson and Wilson have been reunited as a defensive pairing here. Against the boards, Nielsen circling away from some forechecking, cuts across ice, and he's forced back, then nearly threw it away right in front of his own net as he tried to get the pass to Eldebrink. Out comes Sweden now with Håkan Loob, shooting it to the far side, and it's a two-line pass, so it's back into the Swedish zone for a face-off, and they'll make a change. The official scoring on that goal, Messier is second of the tournament from Gartner and Anderson at the 2-minute mark. And Canada leading 1-0. Shots on goal 2-0 favor Canada. Thomas Steen.
He's having a good tournament. He scored 5 goals. He's not really known to be a goal scorer, but he's put the puck in the net in this tournament.
Puck is cleared down the ice. Peters leaves it at the side of his net now. Wilson, Robinson, ahead, Tonelli. Tonelli up along the board. Stucks past the check, but they got enough of them that the puck rolled free and it's cleared back into the Team Canada zone. Wilson behind his net. Ahead for Tonelli. Tonelli ducking through at center ice now. He's got Sutter with him. Mossy moving up. Here's the pass for Sutter. And it just deflected off the heel of his stick. And against the boards now. Flipping it up there is Peter Anderson. Moving in is Tonelli doing that work he's been doing all through the tournament. Out in front! That save! On the backhand, that was Sutter. And he just got his blocker out in front of that. Did Valitallo. Now Robinson at the blue line. Robinson set. Shoots it in. Just wide. Rolls in front. Tonelli's knocked down as he was checked closely by Steen right in front of the net. Out the center ice comes Nielsen. Nielsen to Lube. Lube tried to duck around the check of Coffey. Coffey comes away with the puck ahead to Gretzky. Gretzky over the line. Here's Goulet moving in. Cross in front of the net, and they shot it wide. That was Coffey cutting across in front of the net. Also Bossy. Now Goulet in the corner. Goulet checked up against the boards by Patrick Sundstrom. It's cleared out, and out comes Sweden right now. And they're forced back as Lube drops it back to the defense. Delbane ahead off the board. Sundstrom couldn't reach that. Canada tried to bring it right back in again. Goulet has to wait for Gretzky to bet back on side. Coffey ahead off the heel of Gretzky's skate over the line now for Middleton. Middleton rink wide. Here's Gretzky, and he was behind the defense, couldn't hold the puck. Gretzky in front. Here's Goulet, and he shot it up over top of the net as Belatello covered the angle. Back out near the blue line now. Backhanded in, a deflected shot off Goulet that's wide of the net. Now out at center ice, it's shot right back in there by Goulet to Gretzky to Middleton to Gretzky. He scores!
Well, what a nice play here by Team Canada. There's Rick Middleton picking the puck, kicking it up with a skate over to Gretzky. He's got the open net to put it in. But Team Canada forcing Sweden into making mistakes into their own end. Beautiful pass by Rick Middleton here.
Gretzky made the shot as he was falling down as we look at this angle, and you see him, he's going down on the play. Still got the shot away, good concentration. And Belatello, who's been outstanding, is still down 2-0 early. He's made some big saves, but the pressure from Team Canada has been intense in the Swedish zone. Messier from the face-off to Anderson now. The official scoring, Gretzky, Middleton, and Goulet getting the assist at 4:39. Lowe back inside his own zone. Neslin moves in on him. It's cleared out through center ice and all the way down the ice. Delane is back to get it. Clears it around the boards. Out near the blue line. It comes out to center ice. It's deflected out there. Now it's stolen inside the line. Now Lube is shot right up on Peters. That's the first time he's been tested. The shots on goal now are 5-1. Over the line comes Gartner. Gartner going in now, shoots it! And it's deflected up over top of the net by Belatello. Now back out into the slot. Turning with it is Håkan Lube. He's forced back by Messier. Feeds it off against the boards for Thelin. Thelin rink wide. It's stolen by Gartner. Gartner moving in after that puck. But Håkan Lube is back to pick it up. Lube at the side of his net, clearing it down the ice. This will come right down to Peters. Peters throwing it up ice now. Robinson over the line, intended for Gartner. Comes right to the goal mouth. Olaine out along the boards. Wilson intercepted that, then lost possession of it. Sweden trying to get it out now. Now it's Stastny back in over the line. Good move now. Stastny moving in, trying to get set with a man in the slot. He gets it back to the blue line for Robinson. Here comes a shot. They score! 3-0 Canada as they pour it on early.
Well, some good passing work by Peter Stastny. Controls the puck in the end zone. The Swedes let Canada come right in. Control the play.
Watch for the deflection here, Darrell.
Larry's looking there. He takes a look. Warren's after the side of the net. Well, I guess it went straight in.
It looked like it did. I thought it deflected too. It did. It was straight in. Great view of it there. Like it had eyes, they say, Darrell.
Well, this is what Team Sweden didn't want to happen. They didn't want Team Canada to get ahead of them. They thought that if they could get an early lead themselves, they'd make it a hockey game, but they've dug themselves into a hole right here.
Well, Larry gets a big hand here in the Northlands Coliseum. His first goal of the tournament. At center ice, Håkansson clearing it in. Out of the net is Peters. Peters behind the net, backhanding it along the boards. Now back near the line, it hops over the stick of Lindholm, and it's back into the Sweden zone. Olaine back inside his own zone, feeds it up ice now at center ice, carrying it is Thomas Sandstrom, and it's intercepted. They move in on the net, but it's hooked away by Kevin Lowe. Out comes Canada. At center ice, Peter Stastny. He's over the line, offside as he hit the line. And with Canada leading 3-0, we'll take a break. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. Well, Darrell, a few of us got together this afternoon to discuss potential all-stars and overall all-star team for this tournament. That fella right there is going to get some votes.
Well, he's played fantastic. Not only played on the ice, but his experience, his leadership in the dressing room, and keeping the guys loose. And when it's time to come to play, standing up and leading the team, he's done an excellent job, that's for sure.
Here's Lube to Nielsen. Nielsen trying to feed it back to Lube, but that was stripped by Coffey. Stayan now shoots it into the corner. Bossy's there. He feeds it back to Coffey. He's another fellow who gets some votes. Did an excellent Canada Cup. At one point he led the overall scoring in this Canada Cup. Good ball copy. Here's Tonelli now. Tonelli down on the left wing board. Tonelli trying to find a man. Tries to roll it in front. Backhand shot right up there. The rebound. They score! Tonelli! 4-0. That was Canada's 10th shot on goal. 7 minutes and 13 seconds into the game.
Well, we talked about an awesome offense that Canada's capable of presenting, and they're sure doing it here tonight. Here's John Tonelli. We talk about All-Stars. He's been an All-Star throughout this tournament. Sutter's played very well. There's his rebound. Tonelli backhands it in. They're sure not giving Vallatello very much protection there tonight.
Tonelli's third goal of the tournament. Sutter will draw an assist on it. This is an awesome performance as Canada really felt that they had to just get them right back on their heels if they could. And Sweden has certainly been that. They're going to make a goaltending change. I can't blame Vallatello for any of this. He has been standing alone. When you can get that many shots on a goaltender that quickly, don't blame the goaltender for that.
No, not at all. He's a little bit of tough luck. I don't really know if whoever they had in there tonight would have had trouble stopping some of those shots.
Well, Peter Lindmark will go in.
Well, he's had an excellent tournament, too. He's capable of being an All-Star in there. He's got Sweden to the finals. Why they made the change tonight, I don't know. Maybe it was a hunch the coach had, but this guy's played well throughout the tournament.
Well, sometimes a change of pace will help. Just a little component that's a little different, and it changes the type of play. We've seen it happen in the NHL. I think the same way. There's John Tonelli. Well, I tell you, we take a vote, and I think we're unanimous in this broadcast booth at least, Darrell. There's the outstanding player of the Canada Cup.
Well, I'd say so, too. He's been the most consistent game in and game out. And nothing but sheer hard work has got him there.
Well, they always say the first shot is the toughest to handle. There's Lindmark. He didn't handle that as well as I'm sure he liked. But he didn't get a warm-up either.
Well, the way Team Canada's been playing this first 7 minutes, Sweden's in for a long hockey game.
Well, 99's out there. Peter Lindmark and Vallatello, by the way, come from the same hometown, Kiruna, which is in the northern tip of Sweden. And both are veterans of international play. Matter of fact, Vallatello started this game, played back in the, knocked out of the air with a high stick, so they go back into the Swedish zone for a face-off. Vallatello had played in the last Canada Cup for Sweden. Not a lot, but he had played. Kevin Lowe, playing in front of his hometown fans. He's from Lachute, Quebec. Played his junior hockey with the Quebec Rempart of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Was team captain in his junior years. Now here's Middleton doing some forechecking inside the line. Sundstrom. Middleton steals it, but now it's poked up to center ice. In they come now. This is Sandstrom. Sandstrom trying to split the defense, and Lowe knocks him down. Out comes Goulet. Goulet at center ice ahead for Kevin Lowe. Lowe's over the line now. Had trouble handling it. Goulet trailing on the play, but Telvain knocked it away. And it's back out at center ice for Patrick Sundstrom. Over the line for Peter. He knocks it into the corner. Patrick along behind the boards now. Gretzky throws a check back there. Now Sandstrom along the boards on this side. Goulet hooking it out to center ice, and Gretzky's on a 2-on-1 now with Middleton. Gretzky, Middleton can't reach it. Telvain recovered very nicely. He's been the outstanding defenseman in my mind for Sweden, and one of the best defensemen in this tournament, Telvain. And he's one of the new type Swedes who likes to use the muscle.
We might see him in Boston another year.
Yeah, Harry Sinden can hardly wait to see him. He's got another year in the Swedish league. Now race for the puck inside the zone. Gardner going in after it also as Thelin there. He flips it out to center ice, and Thelin is the one that is this year going to the Boston Bruins training camp. Off the leg now, moving right up and over the line. Now comes Sundstrom moving in on the backhand, and look at the job that Robinson did on him as he tried to move in. Now in the corner, behind the net for Wilson. Wilson just stopped up behind the net. Canada is leading 4-0 here as we near the midway point of the first period. Robinson at center ice. Gardner to Anderson. Anderson hustling his way by the defense. Moves in deep now. Moving in with him is Eklund. Behind the net, they roll it out in front. Loose puck out to the blue line. Wilson with that shot. Looking for the deflection was Messier. Now pinching in at the point is Huddy. Behind the net, Thelin. Thelin feeds it off the boards. It's trapped right there. The Swedes come out to center ice. Nestlin, rink wide for Lube. Lube just knocking it ahead, but Anderson was right there, and he brings it back in again. Anderson in front, and that time it was Lindmark. who deflected it away. As charging in front of the net was Messier. Now Messier behind the net. Picked up there by Eriksson, Bo Eriksson. Now they move it ahead, off the boards, past Lube and down into the Team Canada zone. Peters is one of the best puck handlers as a goaltender in the NHL. Ahead now, here's Bellows going over the line. Bellows has to fight off the check from Olaine. In against the boards, Bellows, it bounces up on the boards. Sandstrom trying to get it out. Can't as he has his pass intercepted by Huddy, and it's in deep again. Now Olaine ahead. At center ice, it is Gradin. Gradin over the line now. Gradin along with Sandstrom goes in, hits the side of the net with his shot. Again, he got no room. Now Sandstrom out in front, the shot! And that was deflected by the defense. Peter Stastny up on the right wing boards. It's Stastny coming to the line. Good drop pass now. Bellows over the line, gives it a copy back to Bellows. He gets it in front of the net, and it goes off a couple of legs as Stastny was parked right there. At center ice, it's Sandstrom. Sandstrom to the line, he shoots it in, offside, and we'll have a face-off. 10 minutes, 43 seconds gone in the first period. There's the score already. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. Face-off in the center ice zone. Staying out there along with Lube and Nielsen, and the Sutter line, the checking line for Canada. Back to the defense for Thomas Eriksson. Moves it to the blue line. Lowe intercepted it there. Digs it loose. Backs into his own zone. Feeds it across in front of his own net off Ray Bourque. Bourque back now for Lowe. Deep in his zone. Tonelli hanging it off the boards. Out to center ice again. Eldebrink cutting through some traffic as Bossy tried to check him. Up throws it right on the stick of Tonelli. Over the line now. Sutter with a little room. Drops it over for Tonelli. Tonelli getting set now in front of the net. With Bossy cutting in front. It was deflected up into the crowd by Lindmark. And a face-off in the Swedish zone.
Earlier in the tournament, Canada had some problems putting the puck in around the net. Here's Kent Nielsen. He had a fine game here against the United States, getting 5 points. Talking to him before the game, asking what his thoughts were. He said, we don't want Canada to get up on us 1 or 2 goals. He said there might be a sense of the team falling apart and the score being very lopsided. And that's what has happened here tonight. Whether they can come back or not, I don't know. I doubt it very much.
Well, we have seen stranger things in this game of ours. Circling back as Anderson in his zone. Tonelli's in there working on him. Drops it off for Telvain. Telvain over for Sundstrom. Loses it. The shot by Bossy. Oh, you don't want to do that with Mike Bossy floating around. Here's Tonelli back behind the net now. Bossy looking for a man. Rolls it in front. Tonelli was knocked down in the slot by Telvain. The Swedes out at center ice once again. Here's Sandstrom. Sandstrom to the line. He had it checked away from him by Lowe. Behind the net. Sundstrom. The other Sundstrom. Patrick in front of the net. The shot. And Peters. Point blank range. And Peters made the save. Now here's a chance for Canada. Gretzky just couldn't get that deflection as it was steered away by Peter Lindmark. Sandstrom out over center ice and in over the line, and he is chased up against the boards by Ray Bourque, and there's going to be a high sticking penalty on that one. Bourque got the stick up on the check. And now Sweden will go on the power play.
We're seeing a pretty wide open hockey game here. A lot of good scoring chances. Pete Peters had to come up with a big save there. Now the Swedes will have a chance on a power play.
Well, Ray Bourque goes off at the 12-18 mark. High sticking the call.
Kent Nielsen, when I was talking to him, he said there's a sense of feeling among some of the players that they're happy to be here in the finals. And
well, he got it way up on him. May have been assisted a bit, but supposed to keep it down.
Anyway, getting back to Kent, he said they were happy to be here. They weren't expected to be the finals, and he was hoping that they could all come up with a big effort and a good showing here tonight. They weren't very happy with the performance last game, the first game of the series.
Well, Sweden needs a goal desperately right about now, even this early in the game. Behind the net now, that is Nielsen to the corner. Working it along the boards, out to Eldebrink. Eldebrink, the shot, screen shot with Nielsen floating around. That may have even deflected into Peters' glove.
Well, Pete, he's playing with a lot of confidence. The other night against the Swedes, he played a very effective game. 30 shots against them, and I thought he was one of the players of the game, too.
21% power play efficiency. That's fourth in the Canada Cup. Sweden can put some good forwards out there and some good scorers. Stay in Got Nielsen out there as well. Eldebrink has been good on the power play. And there you look at Thomas Stan of the Winnipeg Jets. 3 NHL seasons. He played in the 1981 Canada Cup as well. Messier to take the draw against Stan. And from the face-off, the Swedes again control. Eldebrink getting it back against the boards. Cradle there. Back out to Eldebrink. He gives it to Eriksson now. Eriksson in deep. Nielsen back to Eriksson to Nielsen. Nielsen as Canada's in the box. Here's a shot. Missed the net with it on the short side. Now along the boards, Lube picks it up. Lube just controlling it at the line. Feeds it in deep now. Nielsen trying to get out. Flipped into the corner by Peters. Messier tried to kick it away. Comes back to the point. Kicked in again. Now here's a chance for Eriksson. Had trouble as he bunted it down into the corner. Bounced up high on him. Now again Eriksson. Eriksson in deep for Nielsen. Nielsen hooks it back into the corner. Stan loses it to Robinson to Gretzky at center ice. Gretzky one man to beat. Here's his shot. That's gloved by Lindmar. Came from a long way out. Eriksson coming out now. 47 seconds left in the power play. Eriksson shooting it in. Peters out of the net. Just leaves it there. Now clears it up along the boards. Gretzky is there, but so is Eldebrink, and he's the one that took the puck to Nielsen. 35 seconds left in the power play. Nielsen forced back now under checking from Tonelli at center ice. It's hooked away. Nielsen again. Nielsen a great stick handling of his, and he gave it away. Here's Bourne coming right back to the line now. Bourne feeding it back to Coffey at his line. Too low. Back to Coffey. Back to Lowe. Killing it off. 15 seconds remaining. Coffey. Lowe. Now they try to get it out of the zone. It's checked away by Neslin. Neslin with a great quickness moves out. Gets it out in front. Here's the shot. Right on. Rebound. Cleared away by the defense. Coffey saved that. It's still loose in front of the net. Out in front and standing on it. With a golden opportunity right in the goal mouth area was Håkansson. Clear to center ice and Bork. Bork over the line, gets it out in front, and Tonelli was knocked down, and we'll have a penalty called on Sweden. This is the Mats Canada Cup on CTV.
Raymond Bork throws the puck out in front. See the Swedish defenseman grabbing Tonelli. I guess he pulled him down. He's off for holding.
So Bo Eriksson in there then at the 14:30 mark. Leif Bork. He tried a hunch here. It didn't work for him. Shots on goal right now are 10-5. A much different looking hockey game than the other night, which was very much close to the vest with no flow to it. This is not a bad hockey game despite the score, Darryl. We've seen a lot of action early in this game.
Some great action. Good offensive passes. Good scoring chances.
Peterson now. Now Sundstrom clearing it down the ice. Pete Peters at the side of his net. And he'll play it back to Robinson. Robinson ahead for Stastny. Stastny as Canada's on the power play now. Gives it to Goulet. Goulet over the line now. Moving in as well as Middleton. Goulet gets it to Middleton. Middleton's checked against the board. Stastny moves after it. Comes loose. Here's Wilson with a little room. Gets it back to Robinson. Robinson teeing it up now. Gets it over for Goulet. Goulet backed up against the boards. Gives to Robinson. Robinson along the line. In for Wilson. Wilson moving in. Feeds it in front. Goulet was moving after it, but it deflected away from him too far. Sundstrom then clears it down the ice. Peters is there. He feeds it up the ice. Robinson ahead. Goulet checking the puck at center ice now. Now drops it back for Robinson. Wilson still in the center ice zone. Gets it ahead. Neslin intercept. Neslin's down over the line. He's got a good shot. There it is. Right on. And Peters coolly cleared it off to the wing. Neslin then fed it back down into his own zone. Canada will make a change now as Lindmar's way out of his net. And he clears it down the ice himself. Peters just leaving it behind the net. Here comes Canada now. Out of the zone, Paul Coffey. The lead pass is for Gardner, who squeezes through on the boards, loses his balance, collects the puck behind the net on this side. Out in front for Coffey. Coffey over now at the line. It is not contained. There is a race for the puck. Bork reaching for it. Here's a clear breakaway for Neslin, and it's saved by Peters. Neslin jammed against the boards. And Anderson upended by Neslin. Coffey cutting in front of his own net with 15 seconds remaining in the power play. Messier to the line. Is checked away from him. Anderson reaching for it. Bouncing puck. Rolls just wide of the net. Fanning on it there was Lindmark. Out comes Sweden from their own zone. Stan drops it back deep in his own zone. Now it's cleared out through center ice. Coffey with the penalty over. clears it off the boards, and Gartner hustles over the line after it. Gartner checked by Eriksson. Now on this side, Sweden, and it's mishandled in there by Eriksson in front of the net. They score! Eriksson mishandled it coming off the boards, and that line with Sutter on it just took advantage, as they've done so often in a forechecking plane.
John Tonelli makes a fine play here. He passes it right out to Sutter, right there in front to tip it in.
You just do not make a mistake around John Tonelli in this tournament.
He's had a
Here it
great
comes.
tournament.
Tonelli set it up, but he took advantage of the mistake of Eriksson along the boards, and that paved the way for it.
Puts it right on the stick of Sutter here. He flips it right into the net.
Lindmark thought the play was going to come across the goal mouth and went the wrong way on it, as it turned out. 5-0 Canada. Fossey picked along the boards now. Low. Clearing it ahead. It's off Fossey at center ice. Sutter from Tonelli. Tonelli has a couple of points in this game. Sutter has a goal and an assist as well. And with the puck over the boards, we'll take a break. 5-0, Canada leading. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. 5-0 Canada leading. This program is broadcast under rights granted by Hockey Canada and the NHL Players Association. It's protected by copyright. Is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or reuse of this program without the express written permission of the CTV Television Network and TV Labatt is forbidden. Well, we've got exactly 3 minutes left. Yvonne Murray, who is responsible for the Catch the Spirit music that is backed up Team Canada across this country and throughout this tournament, and we would hope, at least Canadian fans would hope, that we go all the way, Spirit to the Canada Cup. Sutter behind the net now, but cutting through. Throwing it ahead at center ice now is Sundstrom. Patrick Sundstrom's over the line to Peters. Sundstrom going for the net now. Gets a chance in front, but Kevin Lowe reached back, and then Peters controlled the puck in the slot. Now against the boards, Canada with a 5-0 lead. Fossey turning, ducks away from a check there as Sundstrom moved in on him, but then he threw it away to the other Sundstrom. This is Patrick back in over the line, offside. Eddie Westfall's down below. Eddie, what's it look like from your angle?
I'm standing with Kevin Collins, the linesman from the National Hockey League. Kevin, what's your impressions of the first period so far?
Well, it's been a very good hockey game, Eddie. Canada really came out to play the type of game they wanted to, and they're doing it.
Do you think that Sweden has any opportunity to get back into this hockey game?
Well, you can always get back to any game, but right now I look at the score 5-0. I wonder.
Do you watch the other officials in a hockey game such as this, or do you watch the game?
Actually, I do a little both, but mostly watch the officials.
Thank you a lot.
Puck is deflected down into the Swedish zone. That's Middleton hustling after it, tried to hook it away. That good defensive job there by Bo Eriksson, but then puck is thrown right to Goulet, back down behind the net. Goulet out front, Middleton shot it just wide. Down the corner. Out comes Håkan Loob to center ice. Loob with Neslin now. Loob over the line. In front for Nielsen. Nielsen tried to get loose. It was hooked out of harm's way there by Doug Wilson. Behind the net, Neslin and Wilson. Neslin along the boards for Middleton. Out to center ice. Gretzky knocks it down, but it was checked away from him by Mats Thelin. Down goes Eklund. Third back into the Swedish zone. Thelin's back there along with Gretzky. Gretzky takes him hard up against the glass. Now Goulet. Goulet moving in after that puck. Takes the puck, goes into the corner after it, but then it pops free. And Loob has got it again. Loob. Off a stick at center ice. Eriksson. Eriksson beating it ahead. Gartner's back there. Gartner back to Coffey. Coffey ahead at center ice now for Gartner. Gartner fading to the far boards now. Hustles that puck in over the line. Gartner ducks past the check, but then lost possession at the last instance, and Lindmark was able to clear it away. Coffey behind his own net now. On top of him is Håkansson. It's cleared to center ice again. Lindholm out there. Less than a minute remaining in the period now. 5-0 Canada leading. Arlene at center ice. Rink wide pass. Here's the Håkansson shot. That was saved by Peters. The shots on goal have closed up considerably. Now 11-9 favor Canada. Out comes Anderson. He is stopped just as he hit the line by Håkansson. Now ahead. Håkansson again. Back in over the line. Here's Gradin. Clears it in front. They score! Nielsen! Kind of a slow motion goal. that threw Peters off as far as timing is concerned, and it went right between his legs. He's looking for the hard shot, and it appeared to deflect.
Ken Nielsen coming off his off wing. It hit something that hit a stick. Peters opened his legs and just threw him off balance a little bit. Bit of a break for the Swedes here.
The defenseman got in the way of it, diving across. I think that's Kevin Lowe there, and it just hit him and then slid into the net. Nothing Peters could do about that at all. Kind of slid into the net. Not much a goaltender can do when they change direction or change speed on you like that. Stastny, as we're in the final 15 seconds of the period now. Low ahead for Bourne. He shoots it in now. After it to the far side is Bellows, put behind the net. Eldebrink's back there, and he is upended, and it's cleared near the line as the siren goes to end the period. Darryl, we look back on that period, and just a tremendous start to the game. The tempo Canada put up got them a great big lead, 4-5-0. Then Sweden came on in the last part of the period, and 5-0 leads are not insurmountable leads when you're playing with it in the first period. And Sweden had I think the edge of play in the final 10 minutes of the period.
Well, they did, but I think of Team Canada at the start of the tournament, the offensive power they had in putting this team together, and it seemed to all come together in this first of this period. And their passes were on the guy's stick, they were going into the net, something that wasn't happening early in the tournament. But they did let down. Sometimes when you do get a 5-0 lead like that, you have a tendency maybe to lay back a little bit. The Swedes came on, although a number of their shots were from just inside the blue line, long shots, but Pete Peters looked sharp and pretty well everything.
All right, well, we've got a 5-1 hockey game after one period here. Shots on goal, 11-10, favor Canada. And this is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Sweden's had some good shots, some long shots, but he's been there. He makes them look awful easy.
You know, the one thing, and I noticed that the defensemen take advantage of it too. When he's outside the goal crease, he plays the puck so well. I don't think there's a goaltender in the business anywhere in the world that plays the puck as well outside the net as Pete Peters does. And the defensemen set up right at the blue line. They don't even bother coming back for the puck quite often. They'll let him pass it up to them.
He's learned a little bit from Jerry Cheevers, who was excellent at that throughout his career.
Not a bad teacher. Play underway here in the second period now. 5-1, Canada leading. Puck is cleared into the Team Canada zone, and there's Peters playing the puck outside the net. He clears it along the boards. Bossy back against the flow. Canada trying to get it out. Sutter can't reach that one. Coffey will try once again. Coffey working with Robinson again out at center ice. There's a backhand pass by Sutter. Ahead for Tonelli. Tonelli hits the line, but Telvane stripped it away. This out of center ice for Bossy. Bossy off the boards. And over the line, chopped back out there by Anderson. Robinson. Here's Coffey back for it. Coffey, under forechecking pressure from Peter Sundstrom. Sundstrom kicking it free now. Coffey knocks him down. Here's the loose puck inside the zone. Back to the blue line. Telvane, the shot, and it's knocked down right in front of the net. Neslin reaching for it. Shot it in there. And it's kicked away by Peters. Now Bossy at center ice. Eriksson knocks it down. Neslin digging it out again. He shoots it back in again. Sundstrom with Peters under the net, and he clears it along the boards. And again, they wait for the pass. Bossy shooting it up ice. Gretzky going after it. Also back there is Chalene. He clears it around the boards. Now Canada on the change. It deflects out to center ice. Goulet back inside his own zone. Canada with Bourque carrying the puck now at center ice. Clears it in. Goulet's hustling after it. Also Chalene for Sweden, and it's called on the icing. We'll have a face-off in the Team Canada zone. A minute and a half gone in the second period. 5-1. Canada leading. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. Face-off will be deep in the Team Canada zone. They just handed us our ballots for the All-Star team lineup. Darryl and I are trying to figure this one out. At center ice now. Cleared in by Gretzky, at least Goulet moving up along the boards. Now Middleton to Gretzky. Over the line, back to Goulet. Goulet swinging through along the boards. It rolls loose now. Bourque moves in after it. Still inside the zone. Bourque moving in to the corner. Chops it free, but now it's checked up against the board. And Sweden will start out. Sundstrom. Sundstrom at center ice. With him is Hawkinson. His shot is deflected up into the crowd, and we'll have another face-off in the Team Canada zone. Shots on goal have leveled off at 11 apiece. Canada with that explosion to start the game, a 4-0 lead before the game was 8 minutes old, and from there they've just coasted. There's Peter Lindmark. Some statistics on him, and speaking of statistics, We'd like to thank the people from Hewlett-Packard who have done a great job throughout the Canada Cup of supplying us with statistics and shooting percentages and so on. The computer that has done it all for us during the Canada Cup. At center ice now. Here's Messier to Gardner. Gardner over the line, back to Messier. Messier getting set. The shot just wide. Here's Wilson at the point. Wilson drifting it in there, but it stopped at the defense and cleared out to center ice now. Here's Nielsen moving down over the line. Lube catching up. Nielsen set the shot. It's kicked in against the board. Now on the boards and out to center ice. There's Eldebrink. Eldebrink swinging back near the line. Chops it free. Stan. Backhanding a pass for Nielsen, who tries to catch up to it, but Huddy's there. Huddy stops up inside his own zone. Huddy off the boards for Gardner. Gardner at center ice for Messier. And it's cleared back into the Team Canada zone. Peters flipping it to Anderson. Anderson loses it inside the blue line to Lube, who shoots it in. Peters juggled it momentarily, left it for Wilson. Behind the net, Wilson. Wilson along the boards at center ice now. Messier unable to control it. Wilson will have to go back into his end. Also with him is Peter Sundstrom. They go in against the boards, and Sundstrom won that battle. Now it is Huddy. Huddy in there, pins it against the boards. We'll have a face-off again in the Team Canada zone.
Sundstrom's going to get a penalty here for holding Wilson into the boards, a holding penalty. He took Wilson into the end boards.
So Sundstrom, and this is not the time to be getting a penalty. There it is. Oh, he's got a clutch on him.
Called a headlock.
That were professional wrestling, it'd be illegal. That's a choke hold out there. Oh, Peter Sundstrom. Sundstrom of the New York Rangers. The Rangers have got another pretty good hockey player in Sandstrom joining them. He'll be a rookie this year. Here's Bossy now over the line. Canada on a power play right now. That puck is hooked free and shot right back down the ice. And Robinson, as Peters plays the puck for him. Canada on the power play now. They have Tonelli out there along with Sutter and Bossy and Robinson and Coffey. And Coffey's got the puck from Robinson, straight up ice. Cutting across is Tonelli. He shoots it in. Sutter's moving behind the net. On the far boards, it is Sundstrom. Back near the line, Bossy to Tonelli. Tonelli gets the return pass. Here's his shot. It's deflected wide. Sutter put a stick on it, deflected it the wrong way. Now Coffey again. Coffey, here's in front of the net. Robinson getting set. Working along the line, gives to Coffey. Coffey getting set, gets it to Tonelli now. Tonelli. They're looking for that man. They're looking for the perfect play if they can make it. Now Sutter behind the net. Sutter working his way free. Now to Coffey to Robinson. Fans are saying shoot the puck. Now Bossy in front, and Sutter couldn't control that. Now cleared out near the line, and out comes Sweden as they flip it to center ice, and 50 seconds remaining in the power play. Robinson back inside his own zone. Complete change for Sweden now. Also off the bench. A lot of traffic at the benches as Canada makes a change. Here's Coffey. Great move at the line. Coffey tried to slide it through for Middleton. Middleton can't get that behind the net. Intercepted by Lindholm. And it's cleared to the line. Knocked out of midair by Gretzky to Coffey. Coffey in front of the net. They score! And I believe it deflected off Eldebrink's stick. So Coffey will get the goal.
Wayne Gretzky does a nice job of knocking the puck out of the air. He's got the good eye-hand coordination. Knocks it out. Passes it across. Here's the puck he knocks out of the air. Lays right down there for him. Coffey's trying to make a pass over to Middleton, who's on the side of the net. It hits Eldebrink's stick and right in between the legs of Lindmark. Here he is trying to make the pass straight in the corner.
Well, Eldebrink, wish he could have that one back. Nielsen now at center ice. Back near the blue line. It is now 6-1 Canada. That penalty was a costly one. Here's Stan. Rolling in front. The shot that's blocked at the front of the net. Loose there. They roll it in. The goal is scored by Stan. He just touched it, but was enough to go in. There was no velocity on that shot at all. It just slid underneath Peters and into the net. So they get it back quickly.
Scramble around the net here.
Oh, the pain.
Loses sight of it. There it is.
Just over the line. Stan just got a little piece of it. Here it comes. Here it slides in. Peters did everything he could. He fell back, hoping that he'd sort of land on it. Coffey unassisted on the first goal, and the second goal, Stan. We'll get the full announcement in a moment. Now inside the blue line, and player is knocked down. There's going to be a penalty, I believe, for charging, as Bork took a run at somebody. Now right inside the zone it is called. The penalty is going to be called. And so now Canada will go a man short. Sweden trails by 4. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. Well, the charging is called on Ray Bork. Eriksson will draw the assist on the stay-in goal, and also Eldebrink. Bork goes off for tripping. Now it is 6-2 favor Canada. But Canada has not played very well the last little bit, and Sweden seems to be coming on a little bit. So this could be a key moment in the game again. Don't forget, we've got a long way to go here.
Talbane hurt his knee. He hit his knee against Bork's, and a little ice pack would keep the swelling down. So an opportunity here now for Sweden on the power play to maybe get back into this hockey game.
Well, this game is going around the world via Video Spec International. Look at the list of countries that this game is being televised to. The world feed. Now it's in front of the net. Sweden misfired there. Eldebrink with a shot. He just whistled that one wide. Along the boards now, still kept in. Try to stick handle it across the front of the net. Eklund trying to get loose, and it's off a leg and back out to center ice, and Eldebrink is there. Eldebrink ahead, Nielsen. Nielsen unable to control it against Gretzky. Gretzky hustles in over the line, but they had him lined up as he hit that line. Now Eldebrink again. Brink wide pass. Lube over the line, and he is chased up against the boards by Paul Coffey. Eldebrink is there. Eldebrink staying moving towards the net. It's cleared around the boards. Peters came out of the net. Nielsen on the far side. Nielsen, power play on for Sweden here as it gets it back to the point. There it is, Eriksson. Back to Nielsen. Nielsen feeding it in deep. They roll it in front, but it's off a stick. Robinson is there. It's flipped up into the air, wide of the net, and Robinson trying to golf it off the boards. It's kept in at the point by Eriksson. Now Robinson clears it down the ice. Eldebrink cutting in front of his own net now. Eldebrink fading to the far boards as Bossy moves into forecheck. He stations himself behind the net. 40 seconds remaining in the power play now at center ice. Over the line for Sweden is Eklund. Eklund hopping over a stick, still has that puck. Eklund moving in deep. Eklund back to Eriksson at the point now. Here's his shot through a crowd. Peters lost sight of it, but Lowe was there. Along the boards, Eriksson. It pops free along the boards now. Hawkinson shooting it in. It's cleared right back out and down the ice. Lindmark out of his net. Bossy moves in on top of him, but Lindmark didn't play the puck. Now it's cleared off to the wing. Eriksson starts out at center ice for Neslin. Neslin to the line. Neslin feeding it in deep. Nice play, but it's steered away by Lowe and then picked up by goaltender Pete Peters, and he holds on with 1 second left in the power play.
Well, nice little play by Mats Neslin. I think he's been the most offensive threat for the Swedes tonight. He's got great speed. He makes a nice little play there to send his forward in 3 on Pete Peters.
The shots on goal at one point in this hockey game, 10-1 favor Canada. Right now, the shots on goal are 17-11 favor Sweden. What's that tell you, Darrell? Sometimes a deceptive statistic, but it's like they tilted the ice the other way all of a sudden. Sweden seems to be coming in on Peters quite a bit. And it's just as lopsided the other way as it was actually 16-1 favor Sweden since Canada's 4th goal. One shot went in. Penalty is over. Here's Anderson moving in now. Anderson being checked against the boards. Rolls it in front. It's chopped out in front. Sundstrom couldn't get it. And Robinson. Robinson starting out. Robinson ahead. Now in full flight is Messier. Messier to the line. Messier, good move now as he goes to the net. Shoots it wide of the net. Robinson at the far point. Shoots it in deep now. Messier. Messier tried to ease it to Anderson. Anderson will have to chase it against the boards behind the net for Gretzky. But he was beaten to the puck there by Anderson. Peter Anderson clearing it along the board. Sundstrom getting it to Sandstrom. Out for Neslin. Neslin down over the line now. Neslin trying to sweep around. Coffey gets in front of the net. He's spun around. And Peters in close quarters hangs on and will get a face-off in the Team Canada end. Canada 6, Sweden 2. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Team Canada is allowing Team Sweden to skate, and that's why they're getting the number of shots they are. At the start of the hockey game, Team Canada was in forechecking them, making them make mistakes in their own end. Now they're sitting back a little bit and letting the Swedes come to them. And they're getting some good scoring opportunities.
Well, for the first time this hockey game, we've got the wave going here. Here's a shot. Oh, and a blistering drive. Lindholm let it go. The side of the net now, and in to do some checking right at the side of the net was Tonelli. Cleared everybody out of there. We'll have a face-off this time in the circle to Pete Peters' right. There you see Anders Håkansson of the Los Angeles Kings and John Tonelli. Just a bigger-than-life figure in this Canada Cup. Funny how it goes. Players like that seem to rise to the occasion. You see Conn Smythe trophies go to players of the nature of a Tonelli.
Well, you can talk all you want about the players with the speed and the finesse, but you need players like Tonelli on your hockey club to make things happen out there. Bob Gainey's a similar type player. Works hard all the time, although Gainey maybe has a little more speed, but they create things when they're on the ice.
Well, we got a little pushing and shoving in front of the net. The shot came in, and Peters had to handle that. Nothing will come of this. A little bit of a bench clearer in the first game back during the regular round of the Canada Cup. You look there at a close-up of Tomas Gradin. And I think we're going to get minor penalties handed out here. And the save is made by Peters. Peters has not played all of the games, Darrell, but I'll tell you, the games he's been in outside of the Sweden game, he was a little sloppy in that game, he'll admit it. But outside of that, he has been almost letter perfect.
He's been playing very well, and again, he's controlling his rebounds. He's standing up well. You have to make a good shot to beat him. He's not letting any poor ones in.
There's a couple of rough guys in the penalty box, huh? Thomas Gradin and Ray Bork. So the face-off will be deep in Team Canada territory. There'll be a bit of a skating room out there now. Each team playing a man short. Wilson with the puck. Edvard Gretzky out to Middleton now at center ice. Middleton going in on the defense. Goes around Eriksson. Tries to fight off the check. Rolls to the side of the net. It goes out into the crease and is hooked free. Cleared up along the boards by Elderbrink. That's Nielsen with the puck now. Nielsen working to the net. Robinson's back in front. They score! On a 2-on-1, and nobody picked up Håkan Loob. And he made the move, went to his backhand and scored, and suddenly it is 6-3.
A fine play here by Kent Nielsen. Call him the magician. Perfect pass there to Håkan Loob, had the empty net. Team Canada getting a little sloppy, allowing the 2-on-1 situations. The Swedes love that. They love that skating room. They got lots of talent. They can make the nice little plays if you give them the room to do it.
Well, now it's a 3-goal hockey game. Canada is having its problems getting its game back together here. It's just an immense performance in the first 10 minutes of this game. Now here's, speaking of magic men, Gretzky with a shot. He sent it up high on Lindmark, juggled it, and now holds on and will get the face-off. That was an even strength goal, 6-3 the score. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. Well, I look down the Team Canada bench, and I wonder if they're getting a little worried down there. It's still a 3-goal lead for Canada. That means that Sweden needs 4 goals to go in front. But we have not played half of regulation time yet.
Well, it was 5-0 at one time, and I'm sure they're thinking about having to get their act together here a bit.
You know, you hate to see a team lose momentum. You'd rather see a team during a hockey game, Darrell, gain momentum throughout, building to a finish. Get up to, that's why you see these great comebacks in sports. Teams tend to let down after getting big leads. Out in front of the net now. Stastny in there. Fresh legs on the ice right now. Stastny's out there with Goulet. Now here's Coffey. Runs the man against the boards. In there is Huddy in the corner now. Goulet's there as well. Puck comes loose. Behind the net, Huddy feeds it back along the boards for Goulet. Goulet back to Coffey. Coffey with Sundstrom right in on top of him, and he gets it behind the net. Out comes Team Canada, and they nearly get out. Stastny had trouble. Now it's fed through center ice. Delvain is back inside his own zone, and Lindmark fed it behind the net. It's checked away now. Canada making changes. Out comes Sweden with Anderson carrying the puck. Anderson to the line now. Anderson getting set. Quick shot off the stick handle. It's gloved by Peters, and he'll hold for another face-off in his own zone. That was the 20th Swedish shot. Canada has just 16 seconds remaining in the minor penalties handed out to Bork and Gradin. The last goal for Sweden, Loob from Nielsen and Elderbrink. And for Håkan Loob, who has been scoring of late, that was his 6th goal of the tournament. Kent Nielsen are an entry, to be sure. 9:58 gone in the second period. Now, what's going on there with Messier and staying nose to nose for a moment? On the face-off, Robinson, the side of the net, behind the net now for Wilson. Wilson just stopping there. Anderson coming around the net, starting out. Anderson, a rink-wide pass at center ice now, and carrying the puck is Messier. Messier down over the line. Messier checked up against the boards. It is Eldebrink. He takes a check from Anderson. Anderson along the boards. There's going to be a penalty. Canada is going to get a penalty here. Staying out at center ice. Staying, carrying that puck, drops it back. Nielsen's got it now, eases it in. And they'll get the face-off in the Team Canada zone now, and Canada is going to go shorthanded at a critical time in this hockey game. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. Watch the right-hand side of your picture there. Oh, there's an elbow in there.
Anderson going right at him. Not a good time to take a penalty here. Sweden's been coming on, and here's another opportunity for them to come within 2 goals of Team Canada.
A terrible penalty to take. Canada kind of falling back a bit, and then they have a penalty like this. Anderson got a penalty in the first Sweden game and paved the way for a Sweden victory. That was early in the game. Sweden got in front 1-0, never looked back. Now back near the line, Nielsen trying to set it up now. Tips it in front, and Robinson got his stick in front of that. Robinson again, trying to dig it out, chases up against the boards now, trying to kick it free. Robinson, it goes to Coffey. Coffey circling back near the boards now, feeds it up to center ice with Gretzky breaking. Comes all the way down to Lindmark, and he quickly feeds it back up ice, and Sweden with Stayen. Stayen dropping it off for Nielsen. Nielsen's the man to carry the puck. Eases it through, and it's intercepted by Messier and sent back out to center ice, and Anderson's back there to knock it free. Now Lube. Lube can't reach that pass. Robinson and Lube going up against the boards. Messier turning, and he fires it off the boards and down the ice. Lindmark is out of the net. Lindmark leaving it for Nielsen. Nielsen ducking away from Bourne. Nielsen at center ice. Now fading back again. Bourne giving Nielsen some problems. Now it's fed back as they give it to Anderson. Anderson crosses the red line, shoots it in. Around the boards for Lowe. He tried to relay it and does. Picked it out of midair and sent it down into the Swedish zone again. Bourne into forecheck. Cleared to Anderson. Anderson back behind the net. And it's Nielsen. Nielsen digging it out now. Bossy moving in on him. Nielsen now straight ahead. At center ice, here's the lead pass for Håkan Lube. Lube down over the line. Lube stops up in the corner. Lube back to the point. There's the shot wide of the net by Eriksson. Nielsen at the other point, but he's beaten to the puck and is deflected down the ice by Bossy. Now Eriksson. Eriksson up at center ice. Eslund dropping it back. Turning is Eriksson. Bo Eriksson. Here they come again. Eslund to the line. He gets in over the line, stops up, drops it back. Here's Thelin. Back in for Naslund. Clears it over for Eklund. Eklund in front of the net. It's loose there. They chop away at it. I don't think the puck got to Peters, but the penalty has expired now. The puck is cleared to center ice, and here's the 2-on-1. Anderson fakes the shot. Now goes in. Rebound, and it's cleared away. Back comes Sweden. That was Fidelli that was on the break with Anderson. Naslund's got the puck for Sweden. Sweden again fading back. A rink-wide pass now. Thelin ahead. Eklund up for Sundstrom. Sundstrom over the line, drops it off. Eklund trying to get through, and he does get past Goulet, but Goulet then picks up the loose puck. Goulet, Gretzky to the line. He's over the line now. Gretzky set, the shot on the screen. Oh, they score, Midland. Did it go in? From here it looks like it went in. Yes, they're arguing it.
Here's Gretzky's shot. The rebound comes right out to Middleton, who tries to pick it out of the air.
Oh, hit the post.
Hit the post, and he holds it out with his glove. Oh, Sweden getting a few breaks here.
Canada didn't get a break there. That's probably the bigger. The red light briefly went on, but it was switched off quickly. It looked like it crossed the line, and then was brought out from this view. But then on the replay, you can see it hit the post. So Here's Eriksson. Or at least Anderson behind his net now, starting out. Ahead, Sandstrom. Canada is leading by 3 here. Over the line, drop pass, Sundstrom going for the net. Sundstrom on the backhand. He's got his brother out in front of the net if he can get it to him, but he was unable to. Now it's cleared through the goal mouth. Sandstrom was there, but he couldn't get it out in front for Peter Sundstrom. Now Middleton's over the line. Offside pass. And we'll have a face-off back down in the Team Canada zone. And the whistle had gone on that. Eddie Westfall's down below. Eddie?
Ron, I'm with James Patrick, Winnipeg's own James Patrick, the New York Rangers. James, as a part of this Canada Cup team, what are you going to remember most?
I think the biggest thrill that I've had being here is, first of all, able to meet all the skilled hockey players. And the thing I'll remember is meeting Larry Robinson and being able to play with him, because after Bobby Orr, Larry was one of my idols growing up, and it was a real thrill to play with him here.
Are you looking forward to getting to the New York Rangers training camp?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this year's season. We're optimistic about having a good year, so.
I'd like to also compliment you as one of the finest players in the playoffs last year. Against the Islanders, you were spectacular.
Well, thanks very much, Ed. It was a great series and fun to be part of.
Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Darrell. They hold the Canada Cup in about 3 or 4 years, and I'll guarantee you that youngster is going to be part of Team Canada. He is a great talent. I've been watching him on CTV. Centennial Cup playoffs, the National Midget Championship. He was on a championship team from Notre Dame.
I had the pleasure of playing with him in Germany with Team Canada. Very impressed with him, the skills he has, and he's big and strong. We'll see lots of them in our division this winter, I'm sure.
More than enough, I would say.
That's right.
Well, there's Ray Bourque. Boston Bruins annually in the running for the Norris Trophy. And with Canada leading 6-3, Peter Pocklington, the owner of the Edmonton Oilers, watching a lot of his players in Team Canada in his home building here at the Northlands Coliseum. Shots on goal right now, 20-16 favor Sweden. Canada has the 3-goal lead, but they've been outscored 3-1 since they ran up a 5-0 lead at one point. Sweden's outplayed them. Eldebrink. Canada has to do now is to try and get control of this game again as they can. Eldebrink dropping it off. Nielsen, a riser, and he just missed the far post with that. And it comes past Thomas Eriksson all the way down into the Swedish zone. Lindmark way out of his net, and Messier moved in after that puck, but it was cleared away at the last instant. Eriksson out to center ice. Here's Nielsen hustling in over the line. Now Nielsen stops up, rolls it in front, and Lube was there, but Peters played it into the corner. Now along the boards and to the line, cleared back in offside. We'll have another face-off with 5:19 left in the second period. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. Face-off inside the blue line. Eklund is there to take the draw against Sutter. Back at center ice, Eriksson. Robinson hooks it free. Sutter back to Wilson. Wilson out of his own zone to center ice now. Wilson has to get along the boards himself. Gets it in over the line. Now Sutter, there's a chance. It's back out in front of the net. It was intercepted by Eriksson, who was parked right in the slot. Here's Wilson, the shot, and it's stopped right in front of the net by Bo Eriksson. Out to center ice, and that lead pass goes by everybody, and Robinson will touch it back there, and icing is called. And again into the Swedish zone for the face-off. 4:51 remaining in the second period.
Team Canada has gone back to using 3 lines. They used the Stastny line a little bit in the first period, but since the momentum's changed a little bit, they're back to using 3 lines to see if they can get the guys rolling again and get the tempo up.
There's Larry Robinson. Great games in this series. The Canadians training camp is open. It's for most of them in the National Hockey League. Exhibition schedule will start in the National Hockey League shortly. Are here in Edmonton come the weekend. But right now, Canada Cup holds sway in this city.
Well, if Canada wins this, I guess Larry'd be the only Canadian player to win 2 Canada Cups.
That's right. That's right.
He's got a few Stanley Cups, too.
Offside at the blue line, so there's one of the Sunstroms. That's Peter. The New York Rangers won. They're twins. Peter, 77 games last year, 22 goals and 44 points. He was never a great scorer in the Swedish league, but Nesland now getting it over. Sundstrom Back behind the net now. They've got the two Sundströms and Naslund playing together as they juggle their lines. Rolls in front, and there is Naslund scooting around, trying to dig it loose. Naslund shot it right into the pad of Peters, who went into that butterfly style of his. Now Anderson along the boards. Naslund flipping it behind the net. Squeezing in there now, Sundström along with Huddy, and is pinned in there and held for a face-off again. Canada making it a little tough inside the zone and trying to push the Swedes outside and away from the side of the net or the front of the net if they can.
That's what they try to do to clear that front area, but you have to give the Swedes their marks for coming back the way they have, you know. I think a lot of people counted them out going into tonight's game, and when they were down 5-0, they're still fighting to come back.
Well, there it is. You ever picked that up, Darrell?
No, I haven't.
76, did you try?
Well, but I heard in the 1981 Cup, the Russians tried to pick it up and take it out of the Montreal Forum, and they caught them.
Here's Eldebrink, the shot that's wide of the net. Nielsen against the boards, beating it in front again. A quick shot! Oh, what a save! What a alert play by Peters, and that hook and lube again is dangerous all night long. And Peters had to cut across the crease quickly to make that save.
Kent Nielsen making another pass, and Noob shoots it right on his forehand. Peters is right there to come across to stand up and save it.
I'll redo that face-off.
Sweden can get a goal here with 4 minutes left in the period. They're going to go in with a big boost.
Well, they got that late goal in the first period, and let's kick back to Peters, who places it up along the wing at center ice now. Messier swinging back with it ahead. And Nielsen unable to get across the line. Back out of center ice now. Messier going ahead with that puck, but he lost possession. Back comes Stahan now along with Nielsen. Stahan over the line. Stahan still with that puck as he fades to the boards on the far side. Flips it over to an open wing. The Swedes were making changes. And back with the puck is Thomas Eriksson. He shoots it rink wide. Gartner after it. Flips it into the Swedish zone now. Messier's after it in there. Bourne floating around in front of the net. Messier around the net now. Clears it in front. And it was right into the skates of Gartner. He couldn't handle it. At center ice. It is Anderson. Anderson. Nielsen. Back to Anderson. Anderson to Nielsen behind the net. He tracks it down. He's got Sundström in front, but he doesn't give him the puck. Now gets it to Sundström, the other one. And it's rolled in front of the net. Robinson comes back. Still loose in front of the net. Robinson came through harm's way. And brings it to center ice now. Robinson to the line. Gives it to Gartner. Gartner's shot right on. The rebound comes back out. Canada in possession as Bourne turns with it. Bourne flipping it into the corner. Behind the net. Gartner couldn't reach it. Nielsen starting out of his own zone. Nielsen ducks away from the checking of Sutter. Nielsen shooting it back in. Behind the net, Coffey. Around the boards now. Coffey again. Bossy against the boards. He goes down. It's Sutter. Gets it out to center ice where Eriksson takes it. Leaves it for Telvain. Ahead for Sundström to Naslund. Back to Sundström. Sundström's shot is wide of the net. And it bounces all the way out off the backboards to center ice, and Telvain collects it in his own zone. Eriksson. Back Naslund. Naslund inside his own zone now. The lead pass through center ice for Sundström. It's knocked down inside the Team Canada zone by Coffey. Bouncing puck lands on the stick there of Naslund. Back out to the point and is deflected out to center ice. Race for the puck out there. Eriksson beating it past Gretzky. Sweden again turning with it. Over the line comes Naslund. Naslund with a shot off the blocker of Peters. In against the boards now. Sweden carrying the play to Canada. Leads it in front, but Lube was unable to get through. Now off the glass and up into the crowd, and it's called for a face-off with 1:47 remaining in the second period. Face-off will be deep in the Team Canada zone. 6-3, Canada leading, but remember they had a 5-0 lead in this game. Gretzky, the top scorer in the Canada Cup tournament. Five goals and 7 assists for 12 points for Gretzky now. Back in 1972 when all of this started, Wayne was just 11 years old, so he is grown through the era of international hockey. Gretzky breaking, they couldn't get the puck to him. They fed it through center ice. The Swedes now with Nielsen back inside his own zone. Nielsen with 1:30 remaining in the period and some skating room. At center ice, he's over the line, tries to chop it back to the point. Canada intercepts. Goulet with a good pass, but Gretzky overskated it. Gretzky against the boards. Middleton playing that puck with his skate so nicely. Middleton trying to feed it into the slot. Goulet didn't see it, but Gretzky's got it now. Gretzky over. Here's low shot. He's wide with it. Comes back near the point. Bork shoots it into the corner. Gretzky's there. Out in front, Middleton trying to get set in front of the net. Now forced back. Fed it back into the slot. Bork getting the puck. Less than a minute remaining in the period now as Bork goes into the corner with it. Bork, cross ice. Middleton, the shot. It's snacked out of midair and up into the crowd. Eldebrink was the one who cleared that out of the way. But that line dangerous on that particular shift.
That looked like more like the Team Canada in the first period, where they had control of the puck in the Swedish end, moving the puck around, getting some good scoring opportunities. But they, till this point of the period, they really haven't had many chances at all.
Oh, what a great year Michel Goulet had. 56 goals. Here's Middleton with those great moves of his.
Behind the back pass.
Boy, those are always dangerous. It came back to the point on that play and paved the way for some more action around the net. Now Gartner. Gartner back to the point for Coffey. Coffey in the crowd in front of the net. Reaching for it, trying to clear it away. It's still loose inside the zone. That was Anderson giving it a great effort in there. Out now at center ice, Stan. Telbane reaching for it. Is cleared into the Team Canada zone with 35 seconds remaining in the period. Anderson out to center ice. Gartner now with a little room down the wing. Takes the long shot. Lindmark after it. Anderson chopped away from him. Sundstrom out to center ice for Stan. Stan down to the line now. Stan heading through the backhand. He scores! 6-4 with 18 seconds remaining in the second period. Oh, watch out.
Well, the Swedes are going to make this a hockey game. Again, Canada getting caught up the ice. A 3-on-2 by the Swedes late in the hockey game. Late in the second period, it shouldn't happen.
For the second straight period, a late goal, and I'll tell you, Sweden's going to go into the dressing room and come out of the dressing room in a tremendous frame of mind. There's the backhand.
Good move by Stan. With the defense. The Team Canada, at this point of the hockey game, when they have the lead they have, they shouldn't be allowing these 3-on-2s, 2-on-1 situations.
Seventh goal of the tournament for Thomas Stan. Patrick Sundstrom draws one of the assists, along with Telbane. So the face-off at center ice now, 6-4. Don't go home, folks. This is... Don't even leave the room. We got a hockey game here. Eldebrink at center ice now. Swinging back is Lube. Lube out to center ice for Neslin. Neslin off the boards, past Nielsen. And in over the line with 3 seconds left, so that'll be it as it's cleared through center ice. And the period is over. And Team Canada was outshot in that period 14-9. They were outscored in the period by a 3-1 margin, and they've been outscored 4-1 since Nielsen scored late in the first period. So we're going to go into they're going to go into the dressing room and see if they can find some emotion back in their game, because what's happened is that it's faded with the 5-0 lead, and now they've got to do something that really is hard to do, and that's get it back in the same hockey game.
Well, Team Canada, I'm sure they're going to have to take a look at themselves in the mirror here. I mean, to have a 5-0 lead and to let a team come back like they have, they got to change their style and maybe try to take it to the Swedes a little bit. But the Swedes have come back into the game. They made it a good hockey game, and anything can happen.
All right, 6-4. Then, after 2 periods, Canada leading. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. Well, when you're behind 5-1 in a hockey game, what most coaches say is, all right, let's go out and see if we can win the period. Well, Sweden clearly won the second period of this hockey game, and they are back in the game. They outshot Canada 14-9 in the period, and after Coffey scored at 4:39, they were right back 15 seconds later. Stan, his 6th goal of the tournament, then Håkan Lube with his 6th goal at 8:30, and then that goal, 28 seconds left in the period. Stan, his 7th of the tournament. And it is now 6-4. Canada is still leading this one, but they're on the ropes despite it. And Darryl Sittler, I would have to work back into the trenches, as it were. Something that the work ethic seemed to be forgotten there in the second period.
Well, if I was a player on Team Canada, I'd be saying to myself, we got 20 minutes left. Let's play the best hockey of the tournament right here in this 20 minutes and go out feeling good about yourself.
Well, they've come from all over to watch this game. We're being stopped in the streets. Fans from Toronto, Montreal, out here to watch the final games of the Canada Cup. This coverage, of course, going all over the world. United Kingdom, Sweden, Finland, the Netherlands, South Africa, Australia, Soviet Union, Czechoslovakia, the United States, all via Video Spec International in the world feed, and, of course, the CTV telecast. And from the face-off, Helvane back near his line. There's it ahead now. Sutter over the line, but working in after it. In front now. Here's the chance for Sweden. Oh, a save is made by Peters. He's upended as the Swedish player in front of that net slid in underneath him, took the wheels right out from under him. Look at this.
Here we go again, a 2-on-1. He gets in behind the defenseman. Canada's going to be off shorthanded.
Well, I'll tell you, a turn of events very quickly in the period, and Pete Peters appears to be shaken up. He was upended and fell over the top of the Swedish player who was breaking in. So, a penalty being issued. 10 seconds gone in the period. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. Well, Mike Bossy's off at the 10-second mark, so Sweden came out of the box ready to play here in the third period. And already Canada's taken a penalty here. Thomas staying out there to take the draw. Canada wins the draw. Robinson and is chopped out over the line by Gretzky. Eriksson back. Sees it over the far side. There it is, Bo Eriksson. Thomas Eriksson, his defensive mate. Thomas gets the puck, makes a good move, beats it rink wide. Stan couldn't reach that. Coffey behind his own net. It's played by Peters. Coffey to Messier. Messier to the line, but Eriksson knocked that out of midair. Eriksson beating it back now. Nielsen. Nielsen turning back to Eriksson again. Over to the other Eriksson. Here's the shot, and it's steered behind the net. Lube in the corner. Robinson now staying out in front, and Eriksson hoisted it over top of the net. Lube. Lube back now to Eriksson. Eriksson in front. Robinson staying. Eriksson. Lube on the far boards. Out to the point to Eldebrink. Back to Lube. Lube in for Stan. Stan trying to flip it past Coffey. Back to the blue line. Eldebrink shot is deflected wide. And Peters wrists it into the corner. Lube. Lube along the boards now. Back out to center ice. Racing toward his Gretzky along with Eldebrink. Eldebrink checked by Gretzky. Feeds it off the boards. Now it is Lube at center ice. Lube over the line now. Sweden on the attack on the power play is Lube. Near the line. In deep. Back out to Lube again. From Sundstrom. Lube. Sundstrom bats it out of midair. They scored! Nielsen. And it's a 6-5 hockey game.
Ken Nielsen's having a fine hockey game. He's getting a lot of ice time here tonight. And he was the Johnny on the spot there. The puck comes out to him. He's got an empty net to put, and there he picks it right out of the air, and Nielsen's got the empty net. Who would ever thought the Swedes would come back like this?
Well, a great play made by Patrick Sundstrom as he bunted it out of midair, and then there was Nielsen. Well, they defeated the box with a quick two-way play.
Pete Peters seems to be injured.
Oh, I think Peters hurt himself in that other play, and he is doubled up in the goal mouth area. And now the trainer is going to come out. That's Sutter, who's bending over next to him. I think he's either been winded or he's suffered a groin injury. Well, there you see it. Believe it or not, it's a one-goal hockey game. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. We see the action now. He reached back across here as we're looking at Pete Peters. And I don't think that he was hurt on that play. It just doesn't appear that anybody was near him there unless the lunging motion caused it. But he's going to be helped off the ice. I think he's pulled a groin. He just doubled up, and it was that play earlier. We'll have to wait an official report. Certainly we're not doctors up here, but he just has that look of that sort of thing, Darryl. So Réjean Lemelin is going in.
Not an easy position to be thrown into either, you know.
Oh, I'll tell you, with the other team coming at you as well. Peters is in a lot of pain. Nielsen has, Kent Nielsen has got 2 goals and 2 assists in this game tonight. They've just changed the goal all the way back at 4:54 of the second period. They've given Nielsen an assist along with Eldebrink on the stand goal. Oh, I'll tell you, Canada has got to be very worried right here, despite the fact that they're leading by a goal. They've given up 1:40 into the period. And now we've got Réjean Lemelin, who's in his third game in this tournament. He has a 3.00 goals against average. From the Calgary Flames, Lemelin is out of the net now, flips it into the corner. Canada's going to have to tighten up. Early. Here's Tonelli. Deflected down into the Swedish zone. Lindmark's out of the net. Along the boards now. Up free. In deep. It is Sundstrom. Sundstrom around behind the net on the far side now, where Telbane gets it out. Can't get it out over the line. It's kept in. And it's flipped out to center ice. Kevin Lowe inside his own blue line. Rink-wide pass. Bork ahead, down over the Swedish line. Neslin's back there, feeds it back out to center ice, and Bork's got it. Wilson's on the ice now, and he gets the pass. Wilson clearing it in. Down the boards it goes. Gretzky trying to collect it up against the boards on the far side. Coming back is Peter Sundstrom. On this side for Thelin. Thelin ducks away from the checking of Middleton. Here comes Thelin out now, feeds it back. Middleton still inside the line. Goulet can't get past the checking of Brodin. Now it's cleared in over the line. Hustling after that puck is Håkansson. Håkansson around behind the net now. He's got Neslund in front. Håkansson now feeds it back to the point. And Thelin couldn't get that. Hopped over his stick. Now Neslund in the center ice zone, waiting for his mates to get onside. Now clears it into the Team Canada zone and heads for the bench. Around the boards it goes. Goulet. Goulet back near the line. Kept in. Wilson to Goulet to Gretzky. Gretzky on a break. Over the line. Gretzky shooting it. And the save was made by Lindmark. He did not get a full step on his check and never really got good control of the puck inside the line as he was being hooked. Now it's flipped out in the slot area. And out to center ice it comes once again. Sundstrom getting it to Grodin. Back to Lowe inside the Team Canada zone. Lowe, Coffey, off the boards at center ice. Once again it goes back to Bo Eriksson. Anderson hustling after that puck, and he's knocked down as he was double teamed. Now to Stan. Stan ahead to the line. And Lowe's got it. Back inside his own zone now. Lowe feeding it out to center ice. Knocked down by Lube. He shoots it back in again. Here's Raymond Bork. Bork to center ice. Bork shooting it in. Behind the net, Lindmark flipping it into the corner for Thomas Eriksson. Back to Lowe at the point. He couldn't contain it. Now he has to go back for it inside his own zone. Lowe ahead. At center ice now, Messier. Messier with Anderson and Gartner, and Gartner was in too quickly on the far side. 4:15 gone here in the third period. We've got a one-goal hockey game. Canada 6 and Sweden 5. He doesn't look any more worried than he did at the 1-minute mark of the hockey game.
Well, I would imagine inside he's a little concerned right now. He's got to get his team going. Swedes, they've been pumped up the last period and a half, and he's got to get Team Canada going, get some offense going, get some scoring chances.
Discussion that, as we mentioned, this will be the last series that Sather coaches. And Peters is down on the passageway on the floor. Down, we can see it down in that area. Now here's Robinson with the blue line. There's the side of the net. A shot off a leg now. Bossy. And it's fed out to center ice and down into the Team Canada zone. Lemelin has knocked out of midair. Down in the passageway directly below us, we see Peters sprawled in the passageway in a great deal of pain. And people in attendance, I know you can't see it from our camera angles, I don't think, but it's a look down as we look there at Peter Anderson. But Peters is in terrible pain down there, and I think they're bringing the stretcher out for him. Our view is very clear because we're looking down from the press box area. So we'll try and get a report on Pete Peters, who is now getting to his knees just to get on the stretcher. Puck is cleared along the boards. Neslund. Bossy firing it back now into the corner. Tonelli's in there as well. Now Coffey flipping it in. And out of center ice comes Telbane ahead. Knocked down. Coffey's got it again. Coffey turning and coming through center ice. Coffey down over the line. Now Coffey trying to fight his way through. And he was hooked just at the last instant. That check there made by Peter Anderson. Along the boards. Out comes Sweden with Mats Naslund. Naslund at center ice and over the line. Tonelli giving chase. Naslund's alone in front. Clears it into the slot. Eriksson's got it. His shot right on. Lemelin made the save, and Robinson out at center ice. Eldebrink collects it. Gives it to Naslund. Naslund back in over the line now. Fakes the shot. Goes around Robinson. Tried to shoot it, and Robinson took it away from him. Two teammates in Montreal. Stay in shooting it in front. Robinson blocks that. Out at center ice it comes again. Eldebrink to Naslund. Naslund shooting it in. Lemelin leaving it behind his net. Robinson Back for Robinson again. Now out to center ice for Gretzky. Gretzky for Middleton. Middleton trying to duck past to check. He is knocked to the ice. The loose puck, and it's Goulet shooting it in. Kent Nielsen back there along with Gretzky. It's knocked up against the boards. Lube turns. He gets it out to Goulet. Lube again. Loses to Middleton. Middleton, great move. Shoots it. Lindmark makes the save. Stood right up on that play. Low in front. Gretzky rolls it to the side of the net. Out in front. Here's Middleton reaching for it. Taps it back to the point for Low. Now Sweden with Lube ahead for Nielsen. Nielsen's checked as he came over the line. Bork fading back. Bork feeding it ahead now. Gartner back deep in his own zone. He'll start out. Gartner is a great skater at center ice. Gartner at full flight, flips it in, wide of the net. Anderson didn't see that flip pass. Now it's Wilson, and he batted it up over the glass, and it's called for a face-off just inside the Sweden blue line. Canada 6, Sweden 5, 13:11 left in regulation time. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. Well, the report on Pete Peters is a badly twisted, perhaps sprained left ankle when he flopped over on the Nielsen goal. It was the goal. When he changed directions quickly, he twisted his ankle. So he's in a great deal of pain. They carried him away from the bench area on a stretcher. I imagine he'll have it examined. Messier trying to get through the defense. And boy, Sweden is just playing a letter-perfect defensive game right now. Here's Gartner flipping it in. They are so tight in the slot area now that nothing is getting through for Canada. They're not penetrating a bit. Now and against the boards once again. That's Gartner. He loses the puck. It comes to the far side. Thomas Sandstrom out at center ice past Brodin. And Coffey's got it. Coffey over the line now for Messier. And he is knocked to the ice as he crossed the line by Thelin. Once again, Anderson. Anderson shooting it back in again. Thelin lost his helmet. He's got the puck right now. Back deep in the zone. Out at center ice, it was deflected. At too low. Low as teams are changing on the fly here. Bork over the line. Sutter going for the area in front of the net. Bork shoots it. Shot it up on Thelin, or at least on Eriksson, Bo Eriksson, and he holds on the face-off in the Swedish zone. Well, there's Bo Eriksson, who played with the Olympic team in Sarajevo that shut out Canada in the final game of the Olympic tournament earlier this year and allowed Sweden to take the bronze medal away from Canada.
Sweden's playing more like they did in the game that they beat Canada 4-2. They're blocking shots, they're taking the man, they're clearing the front of the net. They're right into this hockey game.
On the face-off now against the boards. That's Neslin moving in, and it pops free. And as it was underneath Bork, it is held for a face-off. There's Leif Bork, who I'm sure feels a lot better, and he did about 8 minutes into this game when he was down 4-0. Well, really something to see this team come back. We were mentioning at the outset of the game that Canada wanted to get in, wanted to get those early goals and make Sweden kind of submit. They have not submitted.
Well, that's for sure. And Canada, definitely, they want to win this hockey game. They don't want to go into a third final game, sudden death game on Thursday night. They want to get it over with tonight.
Brian Lewis over the timekeeper's bench, and I don't know why. There seems to be apparently a problem with the time clock. Lost a few seconds, so now there's some discussion. And said something to Mats Neslund, and now whatever has happened, set to play once again. Bork. Now behind the net, Tonelli. Tonelli digging it out there. He's being checked very closely by Thelin. Now behind the net again. Knocked away. Sutter's in there. Also, Sutter against the boards. He's roughed up in there by Peter Sundstrom. Tonelli moves in as well. And also in there is Thelin. And finally we get the face-off in the Swedish zone. 6-5. Canada leading. Canada makes a change now. They're making them off with Gretzky, Goulet, Middleton. Maybe Canada's best line in the second period was this one. They had the best scoring chances. Goulet trying to control it. Hooks it into the corner now. Here's Gretzky. Gretzky kicking it loose. Jammed in there by Eldebrink. On the boards, Nielsen. power against power right now as Nielsen's out there with his line. Back to the point, it comes from Coffey. Coffey moving in, shoots right on. Good screen shot, and the save made at the last instant by Peter Lindmark. Now in front of the net, there's the shot. Great chance there by Goulet. Nielsen back to Eldebrink. Eldebrink clearing it to center ice, and Middleton. Middleton tried to ease it ahead. Now Goulet is knocked down by Eriksson, and is cleared back into the Team Canada zone. Robinson's back there. Robinson. Now Coffey. Coffey along the boards for Goulet. Now Stan in front, and it was just off a leg as Robinson made the play, and out comes Gretzky. Gretzky with Coffey catching up. Gretzky, Coffey. Coffey mishandled it. Gets it again against the boards. Coffey back out to Middleton. Middleton tried to get it in front of the net, and it was intercepted, deflected a bit. That is back at the Canadian blue line, where Robinson gets the return pass from Coffey. Robinson at center ice, and is deflected by Anderson. There'll be icing here. Eldebrink goes back and touches it behind the net, and it's called. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. Well, now the discussion is, Sundstrom is there. A wave going again here in the Northlands Coliseum as you see Sundstrom and Mats Naslund. Off deep in the Team Canada zone. Sutter can't control it, but finally it comes to Bork. Bork swings away in the corner. Bork off the boards and out to center ice. Sutter reaching for it, kicks it ahead, but he's tied up. Not allowed to move at all. Now Bork. Bork at center ice. Golfs it in there. It winds up in the corner. Anderson moving in after that puck. Behind the net is Telvain. Now Neslin taking it out against the boards. Neslin. There's it back. Now Sundstrom. Ahead at center ice. Moving down to the line is Peter Sundstrom. He's chased off the puck by Kevin Lowe. And it is Bork. Bork at the side of his net. Ahead, chopped out to center ice. Here's Gartner racing after that puck along with Anderson. Gartner over the line now. Gartner gets set, shoots it right on the rebound. And out comes Telvain, and a big collision at the side of the net. Lindmark knocked down. Two players are down. I think that's Gartner as well who's down, or is it Anderson? Anderson slowly getting to his feet as Lindmark came out to play the puck and was involved in a big collision.
Well, Anderson broke towards the net for the rebound, and I think the defenseman dragged him or hooked him into the goaltender. Now there's penalty being called on the play here. I think Anderson is getting the penalty for charging or interference.
Look at this. He was hauled down there. The charging penalty going to Anderson, and let's take a look at it again.
Anderson pulled right into the goal.
Not much he could do there. Oh, goodness. Now, he got a penalty for that, did he? Huh. Well, Larry Robinson's down there arguing the point. It's been a rough night for the goaltenders. I can't believe that Brian Lewis actually saw that play. He may have reacted to the situation.
Might have saw Anderson busting for the net. Maybe didn't catch the end of it when he ran into the goaltender, or pushed into the goaltender.
Well, 9:55 remaining in regulation time. Eddie Westfall's down in that area. Eddie, you were right there. How did you see it?
Well, he could have avoided it, I'm pretty sure. Watching Anderson come through, he was knocked off balance slightly, but he didn't make any attempt to try and keep away from the goaltender and ran over him pretty good. Seems to be all right, but of course the penalty, not a good one for Canada to take at this time.
Well, there's a different view, and Eddie is right behind the Team Sweden net there, so he had the best view, a better view than we did, and a better view than the replay. So, good job there, Eddie. Low down in the corner now. Cleared around the boards, out near the point. Eriksson couldn't contain it there, and it's cleared back into the Sweden zone. Well, this is an important moment in this hockey game. 1:30 left in the power play now. Sweden trailing by just a goal. Thomas Eriksson at center ice. Down over the line, Stan. Stan clearing it in front. It's knocked out of midair by Tonelli. Chases at the far boards now. Now Bork. Nielsen in the corner, but he clears it away. Nielsen's got it again. Stan's out in front. Stan feeds it back into the corner for Lube. Lube out at the point to Eldebrink. Eldebrink. Now he'll shoot it. Right on. Hit the post. Dead on. You can hear it all over this building. Fossey at center ice. Clears it ahead. Over the line. Eldebrink is back for it. You could hear the clang in downtown Edmonton. Dead on. Eriksson inside his zone now, behind the net for Eldebrink. Out at center ice, Sundstrom. Sundstrom to the line. Eriksson couldn't cross the line. Neslin will try now, and Neslin's shot's right on. Now behind the net, Coffey. Coffey along the boards. It's hooked into the corner. Sweden again, controlling inside the zone. Lube clears to the side of the net. Sundstrom back out to the point. Eriksson. Sundstrom, he's checked by Robinson. Back out to the point it comes again. Eriksson out to the far side. That is Anderson. Marked against the boards now. Anderson gets the pass. His shot went off the stick of Gretzky and in the corner for Coffey. Coffey is ridden to the ice by Sundstrom. Now in the corner. Turning with it is Anderson. Back out to the point. It's tapped ahead by Neslin. Now clear to center ice. The penalty is over and Gretzky gets it at center ice. Anderson moves up. Neslin's got it. Neslin turning at center ice, clears it in. Low after the puck. He goes behind the net, feeds it back. Messier at center ice for Anderson. Anderson for Sutter. Sutter over the line. Delvane. He's chased into the corner. Sutter feeding it back. Sweden on the move now. Out comes Sundstrom. This is Patrick Sundstrom to the line. Sundstrom to Peter Sundstrom. Shot it in there. Standing right up on the play was Lemelin. Gave him no room to shoot. Out at the blue line, Delvane. Delvane turning, feeds it to the line, but Tonelli moving up ice now with Sutter. Tonelli, Bossy trailing on the play. Chased up against the boards, fed it back to Sutter, but Sutter, at least to Bossy, and he was checked. Out comes Nielsen now. Good tempo. Here's Nielsen feeding it over to an open wing. Eldebrink is there. He shoots it in. Lemelin slows it up behind the net. Low around the boards for Bossy. Bossy relaying it. Gretzky after it, but way out of his net is Lindmark. Clears it to center ice. Stayen up against the boards. Over now for Eriksson. Eriksson, a good move. He moves in. On top of him is Wilson. The puck rolls ahead of him. Goulet against the boards. And it's knocked away, and here's Gretzky. Gretzky with Middleton. Middleton moving for the net. Drops it for Wilson. The shot. Wilson gets another whack at it as he was going down. Out comes Sweden. Hook on Lube. Down over the line. Drops the puck for Stayen. Stayen. Good move for Nielsen. Nielsen still with that puck, and he was checked twice before he gave it up. Now a 2-on-1. Coffey, and the lead pass was intercepted. It was a bad pass. Delvane was there. Now here's the shot from just inside the line by Coffey. Team Canada will make changes. Good action. Sundstrom along the boards. Neslin, he's checked. At center ice and back in over the line comes Middleton. And he worked for the corner. He's knocked down. Fans want a penalty. Low. Behind the net now, Middleton. Middleton out in front for Anderson. Middleton again. He gets it through the goal mouth area, and there was nobody there. Now Neslin at center ice. Neslin fading at the line. He's got a man offside. Had to move back a bit. Now Canada takes over. Cross ice. Cleared off the boards by Neslin, but not out. Lindmark leaves it for Neslin to the side of the net. Out at center ice. Tapped back by Sundstrom. This is the other Sundstrom. Patrick over the line now trying to work for the net, and he is tied up by Lowe very nicely, and Tonelli starts out. Two men trapped. Here's Gartner. Gartner working to the line, tries to split through. Here's Tonelli moving in. He shot it wide. Flushed his shot. At center ice once again. This is end to end. Sundstrom over the line. Sundstrom, and it's fed back out to center ice again. Telene, Eldebrink back near his line. Off Radin's stick, and it flips up into the crowd, and it's called for a face-off. 4:47 left in the period. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.
Great end-to-end action there by both Sweden and Canada. Both teams getting caught in their own end zone, and 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s. Lots of action.
Well, Sweden's trying to open it up now. They're looking for that goal. They don't want to open it up too soon. Darryl, that's one of the things that, you do that, you give up a goal that'll kill you with a couple of minutes left. So see if you can get a break and get the goal to tie it. If not, then maybe with 2 minutes left, you try to really go on the offense, pull your goaltender. Here's Bourne. Of course, there's overtime. Should this be tied after regulation? Radin shooting it back in again. Lemelin behind the net, head off the boards. Out to center ice, Telene knocks it down. Now Bourne Moving up. Fresh legs out there right now. Bourne. Wilson throws a check against the boards. Bossy's raped in there as well. Bossy kicks it free. Comes away with the puck. To Bourne. Bourne over the line. Bourne. Sutter going for the net. Bourne turning. He's forced to cough it up as he spun around. He had no juice on that pass at all. And Sweden back with it now. This is Sandstrom. Sandstrom shooting it in. Deep in his own zone. It's Lowe. Lowe around the boards on the far side. Now starting out, it's Lowe ahead. Lowe moving up ice, shooting it in. Behind his net is Eldebrink. Staying against the boards. Sweden moving up now at center ice. Cleared to an open wing. The defense moves up. Cleared ahead by Thomas Eriksson over the line. Now here's a shot wide, and Lemelin did a good job coming out to cut any angle off. Great scoring chance there by Håkan Lube. Nielsen feeding it back into his own zone. Eldebrink. Eldebrink ahead for Lube. He's been dangerous all night long. Lube down to the line, trying to sweep around the defense. Lube cutting for the net. Shoots it. And Lemelin made the save. Puck at the side of the net, Gretzky. Gretzky ahead. Middleton couldn't reach that pass, but Goulet's hustling after it. Goulet checking on him is Eriksson. Also trailing on the play is Middleton. He's in against the boards along with Eldebrink. And it's Nielsen who comes back. Play upended. That was Gretzky inside the zone. Over the line comes Nielsen. Trying to feed it through, and Anderson's got it. Ahead for Messier. Messier with a Gardner. Messier. Anderson. Anderson shoots it. He's wide of the net with that. Now against the boards. Coffey. Coffey at center ice. Robinson. Robinson just shoots it in. Neslin picking it up against the boards now. He tried to let it go, and it deflected up over the glass. We'll have a face-off. 2:31 left in regulation time. This is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV. Ron Rush along with Darryl Sittler. We're in the Northlands Coliseum. I would say that it's a little better than Canada hanging on here. They played a lot better in the last 7 or 8 minutes of this hockey game. They've been a little more snapped to their play than there had been through a period and a half. Play in the Swedish zone now. Back to Wilson. Wilson shooting it in front of the net. I'll tell you one thing. If Sweden doesn't tie this up, they will not go home hanging their heads. They have come back. They've showed a great deal to everybody in this hockey game, but they are anything but out of it yet with 2:08 left. They are looking for that goal now. At center ice, coming to the line is Sundstrom. Sundstrom is double-teamed as he hits the line. Messier, less than 2 minutes left in this now. Robinson clearing it around the boards now. Moving in after it is Stayan. Checked by Anderson. Here's the shot. The save is made. Might have missed the net in any case. Wilson ahead for Messier. Messier just eases it out through center ice. And it's called for a face-off, or at least it's back down in the Swedish zone. Now cleared all the way up the ice. This will be icing. Called for a face-off back in the Swedish zone. 1:35 left in regulation time. We look down at the Swedish bench. Some last-minute instructions to Håkan Lube. .6-5 the score. Remember, Canada led this game 5-0. They have been outscored 5-1 since then. Sutter, Tonelli, Bossy out there. And it'll be Sutter taking the draw against Thomas Stayan. Nielsen out at center ice. Bork to the line again. Over the line is Sutter. Brought to the line by Nielsen. Taps it back. Now Eriksson. He'll try to get it organized now. This is down in the Team Canada zone. Goaltender has gone out of the net now. The puck is cleared down into the Swedish zone. Eldebrink. Eldebrink clearing it up ice. It's chopped away. There's a shot. They scored! Checked away, and Mike Bossy floating inside the blue line, but it was offside. It cleared the line, came back in, and it has been waved off. Bossy was floating inside the blue line. It just cleared the line and came back.
Well, Sweden still has a life here with 1 minute and 5 seconds left. There's Bossy inside the line.
Good job by Tonelli to check it away. There's that quick release of Bossy. It was offside. It was outside the line. It was cleared back towards the line. But Tonelli got it still outside the blue line. Boy, I'll tell you, Brian Lewis has had a few things to call in this game. It has not been an uneventful night for the referee.
Well, he's had a few tough calls, starting off with that goal. That, could have been disallowed. The one Team Canada scored early in the hockey game when the nets were off its mooring, but he didn't see it, and they counted it. He's had some tough calls on the penalties, too.
Now we've had a timeout called, and there's Leif Bourque talking to his team. Boy, that's a huddle. It looks like a scrum down there. There's Lindmark, who will probably go into the nets, or at least halfway between the blue line and the net for the faceoff. Canada is leading by a goal with 1:05 left. They're that far away from winning the Canada Cup. Here's a good view of the offside. The puck came back. Now there's Tonelli reaching for it. Whoa, right at the line, but there was out and over and a man still trapped inside. There was no question about the offside. The linesman called that. There's Wayne Gretzky, leading scorer in this tournament. Big man in this game is Nielsen with 2 goals and 2 assists. Face off outside the blue line. Stan will take it there. Gretzky over for Middleton. Middleton shooting it back in again. Erickson at the side of his net now. We'll watch the goaltender again. Bourne trying to force it out in front. 54 seconds left now. Back it comes. Erickson along the boards. Back is Lube. Lube. Here is Bourne. Now Eldebrink comes out. There goes the goaltender. It's cleared into the Team Canada zone now. They're looking for the icing, and they got it. Face-off down in the Swedish zone with 37 seconds remaining.
Sweden has to get that puck down in Team Canada's zone. Maybe try to take a face-off. Give their goalie time to get out and maybe get organized there.
Now, what do? You put out every skater you got. Great skater. Neslin's coming out. The Sunstroms. Anderson on defense. And Canada, a little meeting at the top rim of the circle. That's been quite a line, those 3 guys. Sutter, Tonelli, Bossy.
Well, they've been the most consistent line throughout the tournament on any of the teams here.
There's the story. Canada 37 seconds away from the Canada Cup. Only one thing in the way is Team Sweden.
Well, they have to be awful proud of themselves the way they've come back in this hockey game. They've got time yet.
Sutter to take the draw. Here's Coffey. Coffey getting set now. Canada won a very important draw there. Sutter winning that. Tonelli. Tonelli getting into the side of the net. Now Sweden in possession. They start out. It's flipped out to the blue line to center ice. Naslund. Naslund moving to the line. He is knocked off balance by Sutter. Now it's cleared in. The net is empty. Coffey. Coffey feeding it up off the glass and down into the Swedish zone. Delvane going back for it. Cutting in front of his own net with 13 seconds left. Out to center ice. And it's cleared in. It's around behind the net. Sweden was called on a 2-line pass. It looked like a 2-line pass, and the whistle couldn't be heard with the roar of the crowd here. And with 9 seconds left, there'll be a face-off between the red line and the blue line in the center ice zone. Sutter won a very important draw down in the Swedish zone, which cost Sweden about 25 seconds.
And that's what you want to do so your team gets possession of the puck. The whistle was blown down there. The pass was knocked down with a glover directed forward, and that's why
I don't know why Lindmark is still on the ice. With 9 seconds left, there's absolutely no sense having a goaltender standing there at the blue line.
It might be better off to have one of your defensemen or a forward standing back in the area to protect your net just in case you do lose the face-off, but then skate up with the play as it comes.
Well, Lindmark is right up there. Oh, they're going to haul him off, I think. That's crazy to do that with 9 seconds left. There's no way he's even become a factor. Well, maybe they're not. They brought him to the bench. He's talking with Leif Bourque. Now he comes off. All right. So now it's going to be Tonelli taking the draw against Nielsen. Tonelli shoots it in. That's the hockey game. 6 seconds left. Back to get it. Around behind the net. Canada on the verge of winning the Canada Cup. It's all over. Canada wins the Canada Cup for the second time. And the celebration is on here at the Northlands Coliseum. It looked easy at the beginning. At the end, it certainly was not. The final score, Canada 6, Sweden 5. This is Labatt's.
Welcome back to the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, and Canada leading Team Sweden by a score of 5-1 after the first period of play, the second game of a best-of-3 Canada Cup final. And with us now, Wayne Gretzky, who scored one of those 5 goals in the period. Wayne, Team Canada very serious. It's obvious you want to wrap it up in this one.
Well, we've had a long summer, believe me. All the players have worked very hard, and we won the first game. We didn't play a really spectacular game, but we played well enough to win, and we did a good job. We wanted to come out flying in the first period, and we knew they were a little down, and to get a couple goals up and get us going, and that's exactly what we did.
Wayne, what about the feeling now on the team? You've got players from about 9 National Hockey League teams. Obviously, friendships develop over the course of a season, but not as close as really this team has been.
Well, this has been a tremendous experience. I think the fact that a lot of people counted this hockey team out. You know, you get a lot of people that back the club, but there's a select few that figured that we had no chance at all of beating the Soviets. And we looked around the dressing room, and you know, we got 13 guys in the dressing room that have been Stanley Cup champions, and you know, we put together a team of a lot of winners, and we didn't count ourselves out. You know, people talked about the Soviets and how great they were, and they are a great hockey team, and we beat them on pride and just hard work and a lot of guts.
What about the game against the Soviets now, Wayne? Hockey fans are still talking about it. It had to be perhaps one of the big highlights of your career.
Well, it was. I think that you know, it's nice to finally beat them. I've been on a lot of losing teams against them, but I grew up in life that you know, you can't have everything going your way all the time, and sometimes you learn from your mistakes. And I lost a couple times to them, and this time we went full head against them, and we played a tremendous hockey game. And you know, there's no question we deserved to win the hockey game. We played outstanding, and like you said, people are talking about it, and I'm glad I was part of it.
Wayne, we have an interview here that our production staff has put together. It was John McGilvery, the radio broadcaster, interviewed you, and it was reflecting back on your years as a junior and what you would want to do as a professional hockey player. So we're going to go to that right now. The question is, when you felt you might be a pro, and let's pick up that interview.
The time that I really believed that I had an opportunity to be a professional athlete was when I was 16 and I played in the World Junior Tournament against the Soviets and the Czechs and etc. And I was 16 and playing with the 19, 20-year-old team, and we had guys like Ryan Walter and Wayne Babbage and Craig Hartsburg and so on. And I made the All-Star team in that tournament and led the tournament in scoring. And when I did well against those guys, that's when I believed that I could be a professional athlete if I worked at it.
And speaking of 16 years of age, I have a little something here that you may or may not remember, but just see if you recognize this voice.
Well, at age 16, it's pretty young to get a lot of publicity like I have been, but it's been 6-7 years now, and I've been getting used to it. I had a lot of publicity when I was 8, 9, and 10, and I've been just taking it in stride, and I've been enjoying myself up in Sault Ste. Marie and having a good time.
Wayne's shoulders aren't the biggest we've seen on hockey players at his age, but like he said, he's had lots of practice handling the inquisitive press, who've been hounding him since he was a peewee. This is his first year in the OHA, and yet it was not his first time playing at Maple Leaf Gardens.
I played here once before when the first year the Marlies played in Brantford. They had a sort of a Brantford day down here, and we played before a Marley game, but that was the first time I played here. This would be my second time playing in the Gardens.
The future does look very bright for Wayne Gretzky. If you had a choice, if you were to, say, next year go to the NHL, hypothetically, what team would you like to play for?
That's a hard question. I guess Toronto Maple Leafs or Buffalo. I've always liked those two teams. They're close to my hometown, you know, and I don't know. I'd have to say that.
Somebody's faking my voice.
Most hockey players, even those in the NHL, would have a great amount of it.
Okay, Wayne, there you are, back in your outstanding junior careers. That bring back some fond memories?
Well, as I said, I was fortunate enough to play against the Europeans at that time. Unfortunately, we didn't win, but I got a third chance, and I'm glad that I'm 2 periods away from winning.
What about the Canada Cup now? It's been a very demanding schedule for you and all the players. 6 weeks. Are you going to get a couple of days off before you head into the Edmonton Oilers training camp?
Well, we're getting about 8 days off, and Kevin Lowe and myself are heading down south for about a week of just sunshine and some golf and maybe watch a couple of baseball games.
Wayne, you deserve it, and all of Canada is very proud of you, and keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
Wayne Gretzky, and this is Labatt's Canada Cup on CTV.